We're on?
Now we are.
Oh, wait. Hold on a second. Hold on, kid. Stop. Well, don't stop. I think I just paper cut my nose. What?
Ow.
Ow?
Paper cut at your nose.
Yeah, sorry. Hold on. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Edges Facebook page for the #1 rated show on this Facebook page at this time. It's 3 to 5 things we didn't have time to talk about today. I am your host, the immaculate Fred Kennedy, and I'd like to thank our sponsor of 3 to 5 things, Train Like Heroes, 400 Monarch Avenue in Ajax. True story. Yesterday, I was at the gym, and I was doing kettlebell swings with 55-pound kettlebells, and then I had this euphoric high from the gym. That's what ends up happening. I feel just good. And I went home, and the kids had colored all the interlock bricks in front of my house. You can see this on my Instagram feed, by the way, at @fearless_Fred. And they colored all the bricks in front of the house different colors with chalk. And I was so euphoric from going to the gym that I got legitimately emotional looking at the colored bricks in front of my house. It's all thanks to the wonderful, motivating staff at Train Like Heroes, 400 Monarch Avenue in Ajax. That's right. I worked out so hard that chalk made me cry. Let's move on, shall we? Anybody who uses sepia photo filters is clearly racist. Think about that. This is, of course, in reaction to Kim Kardashian. I'm going to make just a random confession about Kim Kardashian. I find Kim Kardashian unbelievably attractive. She is the only person that I can say that I find ridiculously attractive, even though I have seen them get peed on the internet. See this photo of Kim Kardashian beside me? That got everybody on the internet very angry because they accused her of blackface. I want you to look at that picture very hard and tell me if that at all looks like blackface to you. I'm going to show you blackface. Just want to say that I am not encouraging blackface because I think you're basically saying, hey, look at me. I'm completely out of touch and stupid. There we go. That is blackface. That is just a sepia photo filter. That is all that is. That is blackface. That is bad. That is offensive. Now, here's the thing. I want to make it perfectly clear. Most people don't think that is blackface. All right? But that is the story that you're seeing on the internet. Kim Kardashian accused of blackface. In reality, she wasn't. 4 or 5 people that are really dumb and really overly sensitive about everything said that. They said that on the internet. Now, here's the thing. I just want to make a point about that. Whenever you hear about something that sounds completely ridiculous being said on the internet, either some misogynistic piece of garbage or some misandrist idiotic thing or some racially provocative statement that doesn't even sound like it makes sense, odds are it's just by somebody who is trying to bait people into an argument. Okay, there are people out there that make money off of controversy. There are websites that are really far left or really far right, and neither one of them is any better than the other. They're all just jackhats that take over and pirate any conversation and turn it into their own little spin fest. And they actually make money off of that. They create an article to provoke you into getting mad, to provoke you into having a negative reaction, so that you'll go to their website either to A, agree with them, or B, to be like, I cannot stand the fact that you exist. But as soon as you go to their website, they get clicks and they make money. The key is that we all need to stop buying into it. We all need to stop falling, because I'm the same. As soon as I saw this Kim Kardashian accused of blackface, I immediately go, no, you didn't. And I went there and I looked because I love Kim Kardashian. I do. What is wrong with me loving Kim Kardashian, huh?
Nothing.
People say she doesn't have talent. You know what talent she does have? She has the talent to ensure that 20 people around her all have jobs and are able to feed their kids and pay their mortgages. I can barely pay my own mortgage, and I'm only responsible for 2 children. She's got a lot of other people to be responsible for. Just don't, seriously though, use your common sense, differentiate between legitimate issues, and faux social cause clickbait, okay? We all need to just rise above because it's getting so taxing and it feels like everybody's just getting mad about everything all the time. When in reality, when you have a conversation with somebody face to face, no one's really that mad. Well, there are some people that are mad. They're normally the people that have those websites that are trying to make money off of anger. This is something that legitimately makes me mad. You know who this jackhat is? This is Rick Perry. Rick Perry is a politician in the States. He's a very powerful politician in the States. And he went on record saying that CO2 does not cause global warming or climate change. He legitimately said that, and he is a powerful elected official in the United States. He refuted a scientific fact that we have all learned since junior high. You are 12 years old when you start to learn about the principles of the greenhouse effect. I'm going to explain how this all works. The higher the amount of CO2 in the atmosphere, the less solar heat gets back out into space. Therefore, heat from the sun comes in, bounces off the surface of the earth, goes up, then bounces back. And it causes, write this down, the greenhouse effect. That is the principle by which all greenhouses in the world work. And he's saying no. The issue is that this guy is a lawyer and he is a politician. And almost every politician in the country is a lawyer or a business person. What about the scientists, man? That's the problem. The entire world is run by lawyers, not scientists. You've got lawyers with zero scientific training that are making legal policies about scientific issues. That is a huge problem. How in the hell can we expect somebody who spent their whole lives trying to find ways of shystering people out of money to make more money to be making humanitarian decisions that affect all of our well-beings? They think in terms of profit, not science. And I'm not just saying scientists should be the ones in power. I'm also saying you should have a whole, cadre of people of different walks of life, of different backgrounds, of different trades, all making those types of decisions. You know how you always have that idea let's get more people in the room. Let's hear more voices on this issue. That's what we need. We need diversity of thought is what we need. That's a lawyer. I don't remember why there's another picture of a lawyer in there, but lawyer, scientist. Let's get them both in the room, okay? And artists and other types. Oh, man. I've been excited to talk about this. It looks like there is going to be a combined Spider-Man cinematic universe between Sony and Marvel. We all know last year during Captain America Civil War, Spider-Man made his big debut. Everybody was super excited. Tom Holland was absolutely magnifique in the role of Spider-Man. And I just want to say that I don't think that Tobey Maguire was a bad Spider-Man. And I get a little bit frustrated with how everybody forgets how great the first Spider-Man movie was and the second Spider-Man movie was, because the third one was so bad. And don't get me wrong, the third one was terrible. It was Donald Trump terrible is how bad it was, okay? That's how terrible it was. But I will argue this. I would put Spider-Man 2 in my top 5 superhero movies of all time with Dr. Octopus. That fight on the clock tower, the train, everything about Spider-Man 2 is amazing, and it still holds up 100%. It was fantastic. Don't throw Sam Raimi under the bus, okay? Sam Raimi is great. Spider-Man 1 was great. Willem Dafoe was awesome. Spider-Man 2 was also amazing. But I have a feeling that Spider-Man Homecoming will be the best Spider-Man movie ever. And the Spider-Man universe could get very cool when next year Tom Hardy as Eddie Brock and Venom get their very own movie. And the rumor is that Sony and Marvel are going to combine forces. They're going to do a movie about Venom and then cross over into a Spider-Man Venom franchise, which would be amazing. Because here's a weird thing about Venom. Venom's not really a bad guy. He's not a good guy. He's more of an anti-hero, because there was a Venom line of comics back in the early 90s. I remember it was right after the whole like Venom debut, when Venom fought Spider-Man, they had that absolutely amazing Todd McFarlane cover where Venom's kind of like sitting on his chest and Venom goes off out in the middle of nowhere, and there's a really cool scene where these guys try to rob a diner, and Eddie Brock is all like messed up in the head, but as soon as these guys come in and start threatening innocent people, like the goodness that the symbiote got from Peter Parker combined with Eddie Brock's inherent good nature combined, and they just beat the crap out of all these burglars that were threatening innocent people. The issue is that Venom absolutely despises Spider-Man. But combining that universe would be so fantastic. What would be amazing is if Fox combined forces with Disney to bring the X-Men and the Fantastic Four into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Okay, listen. People crap on the Fantastic Four. They don't get it, and they kind of like act like they're an old-timey superhero group, and they say that because they've never made a good Fantastic Four movie. Let's take a look at Jessica Alba here, okay? Love Jessica Alba. She's great. But they had to dye her hair blonde to play Sue Storm. Could they not find a blonde person in Hollywood to play Sue Storm? Were there none available? Is that what it is? Like, it blew my mind. Like, Iowan Gottfried was fantastic as Mr. Fantastic. I didn't even think about the word choice there. He was a great Mr. Fantastic, like as Reed Richards. Captain America as the Human Torch, also pretty great. But just, they were so bad. You've got the Silver Surfer. The Silver Surfer is my all-time favorite Marvel superhero. Seriously, look at this. This is my first superhero tattoo that I ever got. I'll take a look. Elvis Presley socks, by the way. Corey's Clothers, 569. Look at that. Can we see that? Can we see that? Is that in there? Should I turn my leg a bit? Like,
no, we got it.
We got Galactus on that side. We got Thanos and the Infinity Gauntlet. Like, I'm a huge Marvel space guy. So it frustrates me that they're doing the whole Infinity War storyline and there's not going to be a Silver Surfer in there, because anybody who read the Infinity Gauntlet knows that the Silver Surfer played a huge role in that storyline. And my guy, Norrin Rad, is not going to be in there. Also, get a good look at this wound right here on my leg. See that? What happened there was I was doing box jumps at Train Like Heroes, 400 Monarch Avenue in Ajax, and I slipped and I fell off and I smashed my shin into the edge of the box and I gouged out my leg, and then it was starting to heal, and I was doing clean and press, and when I whipped the bar up, I tore the scar off, so now it's healing again. It's pretty gross, huh? But it's all worth it. It's all worth it, guys. I'm just going to pull my socks back up there. Elvis Presley socks. Anyways, it's upsetting to me that we're not going to have the Fantastic Four in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And also, let's just accept it. The Incredibles is the best Fantastic Four story you could ever create, because it is. You got the matriarch, the patriarch, and the brother-sister relationship. The outcast. Like, that's the whole thing about the Fantastic Four that makes it so good. Is I remember I was doing... I was hosting a sketch duel at the Comic-Con, and Lee Weeks was there, who's one of like the seminal artists for the Fantastic Four. And I just asked him, what is it that makes the Fantastic Four so good? And he said, because the Fantastic Four is the only comic property that you can tell any story with and anybody can relate to it. Because you've got the matriarch, the patriarch, the comic relief, and the outcast. And those are the four like pillars of relationships that we all seem to have. All of us at one point identified with Ben Grimm as the outcast. All of us at one point have identified with the Human Torch as the comic relief. The matriarch of the group, the patriarch of the group. Like, we've all been there. That's what makes the Fantastic Four so good. But also, you got a Silver Surfer picture in there for me, just for me. What a good guy. Look at him, though. Isn't he great? Also, Conan, I would love to see Paramount give the film rights of Conan back to Marvel, and they could do some sort of Captain America Conan crossover. Could you imagine Captain America fighting Conan? Wouldn't that be great? No one? You guys suck, man. Conan's amazing. You know what these two people are? They're breatharians. Breatharians are a new sect, a new like dietary trend where if you are in tune with the energies of the universe, You can sustain your body. I'm not making that up. That is something that they actually believe through a hardcore regimen of yoga and breathing exercises and finding an in-tune energy field of the universal being. They are able to sustain themselves. No, they're not. I always get all weirded out by all this stuff. Like vegans, I can get that. You don't want to eat any product that comes from the labors of an animal, which basically says that all the illegal immigrants that are working on farms to pick the vegetables you eat have a higher value than the bees that make honey. But I understand that that's what you want to think. It's totally okay. But when you're just trying to get by on breathing air, no. And you know who's the most disappointed about that? The cave people that we all descended from. They grew up in a world where they had to kill animals with sticks and fight off other animals with sticks just to survive. And now you're going to take all the effort and hard work they put in and do stretches and pretend that the sun is going to give you all the vitamins you need. Thag does not agree. And Thag doesn't even know what a wheel is, and he's smarter than you. You yuts. There was a scientific study by psychologists in the UK that says the most important value that we pass down to our children is altruism, which basically means being kind to other people, which I suppose is true. We should all be nice to people. Look at this couple feeding each other sushi or shrimp that was probably acquired by use of slave labor. So I guess in the subtext of this photo, they're actually both terrible people. But in reality, being kindness won't get you as far as being cruel to other people. That's the thing. You see, capitalism, which is the economic system that we have, and democracy, which in theory gives everybody a vote, but in reality just allows idiot lawyers like Rick Perry to become really powerful, we have a system of competition. If you're nice to too many people, you are going to fall victim to somebody being cruel to you. That's the thing about, like, kids. My oldest is, like, the nicest kid ever. Like, he's got a toy, and someone will be like, give me your toy. And he'll be like, sure, okay, you can have my toy for a turn. And then they'll just walk away with his toy. And he's legitimately confused as to why somebody would do that. Because he's incredibly nice. He's just a super nice, caring, good kid. My youngest is a complete asshole. He's the one that will take toys from you. He's mean and he's cruel. And here's the worst part. I am so much less worried about him going into school than I am his older brother, because his older brother is so nice he's a target. There's a great movie called The Bronx Tale with Chaz Palminteri. And there's a line in it where he plays this mobster who's quoting Machiavelli to this young boy. And he says, you always have to ask yourself the question, is it more important to be loved or to be feared? I can tell a joke, and all my boys are going to laugh. They think I'm funny, but they don't think I'm that funny. They laugh because they're afraid of me. So it's much more important to have people be afraid of you. But the sad part is, even though it is easier in life if you make people afraid of you, I still cannot justify the idea of making my kid mean and cruel. It is far better to just be nice and be taken advantage of than to be cruel and be part of the problem. I've got some tickets right now to A Perfect Circle. Call number 10, 416-870-EDGE. You just have to draw a perfect parallelogram.